Well, I was gonna say, like,
go.
let's have a few matches, and you could bring whatever. I'll bring whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot. I think that there's been a lot. I've seen a lot of interest in CQC, and it's being like the type of guy that I am. I would like to share some information on it, especially after seeing. I really actually enjoyed watching Sash's 1v1 versus that tank, because for a guy who doesn't play that much ACFA, and the way he played it was great, and I really like his usage of the PA bomb, especially because he didn't use it as like a weapon. He used it as like a plan B, especially in the third game. Man, if he would have landed a bigger bomb, or like, it was good that he knew like that he landed a little bit, so like he had to use that time to go in. But he played as probably about as good as he could have in that fight, I think.
Evolution. It's literally here to hold triggers.
I like it.
And I didn't go with a full heavy frame. I wanted like the GA mid-weight legs. I wanted to be able to, well, specifically deal with like the lightweight. Trigger holding was a very important part of that. But yeah, this is literally an anti-pull AC. What I found out. This is just a player that does damage.
Yeah, no, the Aura Cobra is definitely a great tool.
This is a fucking Gatling.
Oh, it's a Gatling?
Yeah.
That's a good weapon, man. Good weapon.
Yeah, so like there's no safe spot to, there's no like interval for you can just fire your missiles because you know I'm reloading. It's, I don't reload.
So I'd like to point out that, that obviously like if you look at what happened there as far as like matchups go, right? Like, obviously, I'm at the deficit here, and that doesn't mean that I can't win, of course. But I would like everyone to see what happened at the first engagement of there, right? So, like, what happened was that I tried to go in with some missiles, right? And I thought I had a good angle. And of course, you did a really good job maintaining the lock and all that stuff. But the biggest change that I made right there was I saw that what I was doing was not working. Before it was too late. I don't know if you saw the comeback I made, Watcher, but you took about 20K from me, and I dropped about 30 on you the moment I decided to drop the missile.
Yeah.
So I just want everyone to see how the Raging Bull frame is supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. So if you wait too long to drop your back weapons, and I'm talking about like Sapla and missile gone. Like, if it's not working, you got to get rid of it, because the primary game is where CQC and Raging Bull excels at because of maneuverability. So if you can't do primary like gunfights like English CQC, like, this is not for you. If you can't be sticky, like, you can cross people, like you can be sticky in the sense that you can cross and come back and do your thing, but if you're not sticky enough to put pressure and strip PA, like, there's nothing. Like, you did a really good job. One guy bro, that was like perfect coaching right there. Like, you were like, dude, you gotta get in. If you don't get in, what did you do? You got it. And that's what you gotta do with these types of AC balls. Look at me like, it doesn't matter. I'm taking that thing. You know what? I gotta do this. I gotta do it, bro. If I don't do it, there's no way I can. And that's the thing with CQC, is it's like it's really strong when it works, but when you have a competent opponent with the right setup, like players like you, Lightning, Hawk, 44 is a very good example actually because it's all he does. So when you have somebody that can do that like, you know, crop dreamer style, you know, like lethal, you know, everybody who does that type of play style, you know, it doesn't matter how good you are sometimes. CQC is just going to lose, especially with the Raging Bull frame, because it's pretty glass cannony. It's basically just a lightweight with a ton of stability, and it doesn't have much defense. So if you spend too much AP at the mid to, let's just even say at the mid range, because even that is not where you want to be. If you spend too much time at the mid range taking poke, then you're not going to have enough AP to go for your big poke, you know. And the Saplo was great. That's why Raging Bull and Lost Headband have Saplos. And actually, that's why I ended up using White Blank for a substantial amount in that game, is because it actually kind of fills in areas where, in this game, I actually would like more defense sometimes in my CQC builds. But the closest thing I can get to that is like a quad, because if I'm using a biped, I'm losing way too much speed. And that's the thing you got to take into account sometimes with these. What CQC is your speed.
Well, I want to take a moment here to highlight what Josay's doing. Like, how he sets up that first engagement is going to be critical to how the game goes.
Yeah, like right there. That was
so watch how he would, like, you saw how he used the building to limit how much damage I could do coming in. So
yeah,
now
I'm using the. Oh, that was a good shot.
Yeah.
That just killed all my momentum.
Yep.
And you see why I run high stability frames. That's something else that I'd like to point out in CQC. I don't use low stability because stun is such a huge factor. Like, he just killed all my momentum. Like, I was in his shiz, PA down everything, one shot, just all momentum down. So once you lose that momentum, like, you need to kind of just reset. You don't want to stay in a bad spot. See right here, like, you want to come back in right away, you know, look at that, just get right in space. He's got the Zook out, so I got to be expecting for a loss of momentum. So I'm kind of ready for it now, since I know he's got it out. There it is. And now I don't want to get hit with anything else. I want to make sure that, like, I lose the momentum and I kind of just reset.
And since I purged my long range, I have no way to punish this. The best thing I can do is set up for the next engagement.
Oh my gosh. I didn't lose too much momentum there. I lost a lot. The first shot I didn't lose too much because I was going forward, but the second shot I was going sideways and I lost it. And this is actually a great showcase watching it, just so you see you have.
Yeah, Yamaga Saint's real fun.
Oh.
That's the funnest.
See, that's why you don't want to lose momentum. Because once you get stunned like that, if I had any lower stability earlier, that would have happened faster. So that's why stability is pretty big. The fact that it took 3 tries for him to get that is pretty nice.
Then of course, notice how I'm playing the vertical game to stress his energy bar. So even if I'm not, even though I haven't had lock on for a bit, and I've just regained it, I'm stressing his energy. That's right, even now I'm going straight back, but I don't want him to be in a high energy state.
Nice. But yeah, see, that's, and something that people also got to understand is that, like, yes, the game is about skill, and like some people are better than others, but there's also like rock, paper, scissors in terms of the matchup. So like we talked about the matchup of like how I'm at an uphill battle, and I know that. So like I can't be like, oh, you know, I suck and Watcher's better than me. No, it's a matchup, you know. So like you can't think about it like someone's better than you all the time. Like, you know, sometimes it is a matchup thing. You got to just be like, okay, well, that's a bad matchup, and I could keep throwing, you know, hitting my head at the wall or beating my head into the wall, and eventually I might get a W, but I think that AC is really nice, and I'd like to bring something a little more competent. So
yeah,
also, let's bring a little more CQC. Yeah. I like that thing, man.
Yeah, no, it's probably one of my favorite ACs.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think that actually me and Lightning were talking about like the Armored Core community and stuff, and I think Watcher, I think you're actually, I mean, dude, your ability to just be like, yeah, I just want to soak everyone's shiz and then maul about it later. It's impressive, and it's cool because you've come a long way in your discipline. Like you've always been good at PS3, of course, but like look at you, you're really good at Xbox now. It's great.
I don't need missile. I already see how this one's gonna go. Alright, he's got a CQC set up, so I basically have no reason to keep long range, so I purge that. Another alternative would be I just keep one of my long range options. Got an angle. Got flashes.
Kill the momentum initially.
It's very much like the heavy game is very much about maintaining composure.
Oh yeah, big discipline. I mean, both styles require certain discipline. You can't just run in with CQC like.
Well, there's one where it's like I want to smother you with a fucking pillow while you sleep. The other is more like just stand your ground.
Nice manual. Yeah. Nice manual. Yeah, I knew it was manual.
Yeah, I knew. Did you sense it was coming?
Yeah, dude, I smacked you so dead on with those flashes. I was like, even in FA, that would not have missed because you were just. You can tell. The thing about registry in this game and in FA is that you can tell when something's gonna land based on how people are moving. So if someone is quick boosting like a cracked head, maniac, your chances of hitting someone are probably very slim. Like, look at this approach right here, right? So the chances of Watcher hitting me with something when I'm chain boosting are very slim, but they are still there, So, like, it's something you got to really pay attention to.
Yeah, and all this really is for me is like he turns on my long range. I'm just waiting for when he gets closer. Like, I have the advantage. Like, I don't have to chase.
Yeah.
Luca's got plenty of ammo, so I can, like, some combination of timing shots versus just kind of spamming it and seeing what sticks. And especially for me, like, I'm not worried about breaking down his PA. For him to beat me, he needs to get on me and break my PA and keep it down. But one of the problem is I'm using a high KP output generator, in this case the Alea. So which means if he gives me a moment to breathe, some of my PA, a significant portion of my PA is probably going to come back. Not a clean hit, but something.
Something, dude.
Stress your energy by going up. Also, because you're going down, it creates distance. Which means now you're only going to be able to do as much damage as you might get.
But you know what's crazy about that is, I don't know if you guys you went up there like that, dude. You gave me so much breathing room because I was out of energy. So you actually gave me enough breathing room to get energy to stay under you. So it was a win-win for both of us. You got your W and I got my W. And that's the thing you gotta understand sometimes about these games. That like they can be quick, but they can be slow too. I had to do that, unfortunately, but.
And in this case, I'm literally just going backwards because I want to stress your energy.
Oh, dude, the Matrix grenade dodge. Oh, yo, I felt like Neo right there. Like the grenade went right over my shoulder like a freaking bullet. You see, CQC is about just maintaining the lock, dude. If you can't maintain your lock, think about PA and the way it works, the way it regens. PA regens really quick, even with a crappy generator. So if you're not on somebody like freaking Elmer's glue, you know what? I'm gonna make an AC. I'm gonna make an emblem with Elmer's glue. Dude, and that's gonna be my staple. It's just gonna be the Elmer's glue, and everything's just gonna go as the stickiest man alive. But it's so simple to be sticky. It's not about fancy moves or anything. It's just about getting in there. You get in, look, you just get in and you hold the lock. You broke the lock, you just come back.
I'm out of ammo.
You're out of ammo.
If I kept one of my long ranges, I would have just killed you with that.
But you would have probably not been added the advantage you were right there.
Yeah, because I would have been a little bit slower.
You would have been slower. I would have taken advantage of the times. Dude, you should see what I do to 44 when he, because he always keeps his stuff, right? He never drops it. And he tries all the time to, like, you know how I rest and like I create distance a lot and stuff, and sometimes he tries to do that and he tries to sneak in the shot and he doesn't expect me to be so aggressive back at him, and sometimes he gets punished really bad for keeping his long range stuff on, but you got to do it sometimes, you know, because it's ammo, it's damage. If you can get like a rail or a snipe sometimes at range between those rests, you know, that could be all the difference. Yeah, I know how to start, so I can go straight after. You see how this works? You gotta read. Reading is such a huge part of it. Like, if I was gonna tell anyone, the biggest thing that I could give you as far as the tip goes in CQC is you have to learn how to read. I mean, not reading like reading freaking a book. Yeah, you gotta learn how to read people. Keep your stuff, yes. Good shit.
I kept it. I probably should have purged at least one of them, but
nah, that's perfect. It's a showcase, you know? A showcase of like what you're supposed to do and what I'm supposed to do. Great. Exactly what I'm looking for. But yeah, back to the very first words. So Xbox is notoriously been a very toxic community, and that doesn't change with AC4 and ACFA. It was extremely toxic, and to the point where like people were so good, they thought they were so good, and they were that they were just like never speak to you. You never knew how some of the people spoke because everyone was just a quiet, I'm just better than everyone. And the very first words out of one of my teachers, which was basically like the guy that I succeeded. He was close quarters AC4 and then I became. But the first words were, you gotta know where your opponent's from. Those were the first words I ever heard that guy say.
Did you catch my purge at the end?
Well,
I didn't. I was too busy rambling.
I purged my my bazooka and grenade because I still have the sniper and PM, and that's a great match finisher.
So I wanted to ask that guy more questions, right? When I heard him say you gotta remove me, because I was still shitty. Dude, that guy was beating me in AC4 with a rifle and a blade, and he was actually hitting me with the blade. That's how bad I was. So those were the first things he said to me, and then I was like, what about ACs? Because like he's like, well, you know, your boosters are really bad. Like I usually use Aaliyah main, Judith main on heavier things, and then like Virtue main on faster things. And then I was like, what about sides? And then he was like, I use Ortega a lot. And dude, I fell in love with Ortega actually because of what he said. And I do use Shedder and Hollow exclusively, but I do have a couple of frames with Ortega that I really, really enjoy how they chain and how they boost.
I'm a Hollow side kind of person.
So that last match, like that was like, if you look at how much time. Oh shoot! Hold on, Watcher. I lost my TV somehow.
No, you're good.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so that last match, I just wanted to be as sticky as possible and like not lose a lock. And I don't know if you noticed, Watcher, but I didn't care about taking damage in that fight. I was just trying to show that like if I don't want to lose my lock this fight, I won't watch. I won't lose my lock. It's a tank. Sash, this is what he should be doing. Look, he stunned me. That's the only time I should lose my lock. I should not lose my lock any other time against this guy. Yo, horizontal is such an underestimated, and granted, I'm getting my butt whooped, but horizontal boost is such an underused tool. Like, it's not all about quick boost. It's not just, second stage. No, sometimes horizontal, that's why I like Ortega and Aaliyah so much, is horizontal is really good. Sometimes those fine adjustments. You notice I never lost a lock that match unless he stunned me. Never lost a lock.
And if this was PS3, you would get like the knockback, but you wouldn't get stunned out of your lock. Because of course that's how it is.
And I also want to point out that, yeah, I'm using something lighter, so you could make the argument, yeah, you're on a lighter AC, so of course you're not going to lose live. But if I was in JjOOZsAeY AC, I would not have lost the lock. But that's not a good or a bad thing either. Like, that doesn't mean I would have won. That doesn't mean anything. That just means that, based on what I observed in that fight, I feel like Sash, like I said, Sash played that probably as perfect as he could, and I really enjoyed watching that. A good amount, actually, one of these, especially the last time, the bomb, so climatic, it was like ACFA to its core. Great to watch. Emotions, everything, it was fantastic. The thing I think I've noticed is that Sash didn't really, I don't know if he doesn't know how to use auto sight, or I know he's not doesn't play exactly enough to be as good as us, but I think his auto sight or his crossing does a decent one. And there was one video that was made recently about how to use auto sight. I think it was one of Celtic's videos. A couple of the guys in there auto sight. It's actually a really cool video. And yeah, so basically what you do, AC40 auto sight works a lot. But basically what you do in CFA, I really like ACFA auto sight actually more than AC40. Is you just get the lock and you just don't touch the right stick unless you need to, like, use the right stick for like quick turn. You don't use it like, look, I'm gonna lock on here with the camera. I'm gonna lock on here with the camera. He still has enough AP ID. And then watch, I'm not gonna touch the right stick at all. I'm only gonna touch the right stick when I'm not locked on. I'm locked on, no right stick. Just full in left stick. And all focus on reading and trying to stay alive. Got some good hits there. There's some good matches watching. I like what you can bring out. I feel like some people bring out stuff because they feel they need to approach Ray. Man, what a close fight, yeah. And that before I finish that other thing, I want to say something about that matchup. That matchup is actually like not good for either of us. Like both of us have a bad matchup. So well, match is actually
I guess like what you're saying with that is, as a lightweight, if you get hit by my grenades repeatedly, it's a bad time. For me, if I get hit by flash rockets, it's a bad time.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You could make the argument like, yeah, you're faster, you've got flash rockets, and yeah, I understand that. But guess what? I got to get in there, and I got to do my job, and my job is to be as sticky as possible. And think about that, watcher. Think about how close that fight was coming from me. Anyone else, think about that. You know what I mean? So
and I'm not even, and I haven't really done much of tanks, so like this is kind of me delving into it.
Exactly, and that's just me as a dude. When I play lightning in his tanks, sometimes it's a blowout. Like he just lands like 3 or 4 grenades in a row, and I just lose all momentum, and I'm just dead in the water. So that's what I mean. It's a bad matchup for both, because if I can get in with minimal damage and do my thing, yeah, he's gonna have a bad time. But it's also a bad time for me if I'm not able to do my thing. So right now I'm just he's doing a very good job of keeping his range, and that damage right there,
that could matter.
That is, but it's not something that should how you say like stop you from going. Nice.
I don't think I hit you with those, but
you did a little PA. Sometimes it all counts.
Oh, that was the man.
I'll eat that, bro. See, I'm really shit right now. You know why I'm eating shit right now? Because all I care is about smothering. Like, I just want to maintain my lock so good that he's just like, man, I can't shake this guy. And that's the kind of pressure that you need to apply with CQC. If you cannot apply that pressure, he's not for you. That's why I like him more. That's why when I watch CQC,
I knew you were about to land there. That was an easy telegraph. That was a telegraph landing.
I had no energy yet. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you didn't have. What is the kind of thing?
I gotta do what I gotta do. But the thing about CQC, when I watch Gilbert, it's not to say like you guys are bad players by any means, because you guys are formidable. Like, you guys are all great, everyone. thing I see about your CQC watcher and Gilvers is that you guys do. All right, I'm gonna do what you guys do this match. I'm gonna do what you guys do this match. All right, and actually, watcher, you've gotten a lot better about it, and I know Gilver has been working on it too. But you guys do too much. When I watch you guys CQC, because this is coming from me, right? This is basically like my freaking life, basically. I see too much beating around the bush. Like there's not enough forward. Like that damage I took right there, right? That 4 or 5K. That damage, you just have to take that sometimes. And you just got, because all you got to do is get in. You know, what's 5K when I strip PA and land flash rockets? So less beating around the bush. More. You see, like more of this, but I'm already playing like this. See, I strip PA right here. That you probably wouldn't have done. You and Gilbert would be probably trying to do this, like, oh, he's got grenades. Sidestepping, more sidestepping.
I think part of it too comes down to what we're doing. We're not necessarily going like. I think, but yeah, like if rifles, that's probably like okay, cool, but like that's your whole setup.
Dude, I don't even think that you guys would maintain a lot for a long time.
There's a stream going on, Gino, just so you know. So.
What's up, Gino?
What's up, guys? My bad yesterday, watching, man. I thought you was playing too, you know? Then fucking, I seen you flying out. I was like, oh, well, you fighting.
Yeah, I remember this Gilbert just wanted to fight you for a while. So I'm like, okay. Once I was in a voice chat anyway, so I was just kind of like, man.
You did pretty good. I was surprised, man.
Oh, you removed. Damn, I went out of bounds.
Oh, you were dead anyways, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have made a comeback, but I was absolutely smarter than you. Landed a lot of flashes that game, actually.
Oh, so there's no stream right now, right?
There is a stream right now. It's on YouTube. That's where you can see it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I still couldn't. I'm sorry, watcher.
You're good,
guys. I couldn't manage to play like you guys, even if I tried. But the thing is that like, so if you're gonna, let's just, because you talked about weapon setup, right? Let's say you bring this out, watcher, right? Like, you when you're approaching your, I know you know how to approach people, and you're very smart because you analyze the way I approach you. You did a really good job coaching that one guy, and that was perfect. But when you guys use it yourself, you and Gilbert, you need to do more forwardness. Like forwardness in the sense of like, let me get in, but not forwardness in the sense that like you want to go so ham that you break your own lock. You know, you don't want to break your own lock with CQC unless that is what you're aiming for. Because some people do aim to break lock with CQC, and that's fine. You know, they play a very lock break. You know,
honestly, on AC4, I feel pretty good about my CQC.
You look pretty sticky, bro. I saw this, bro. Using the shit you were using, there's no way some of those matches should have went down.
Game, I capitalized. I had like 9K, 8B, and this nigga had like 30,000 on me, right? And there was one game where I managed to capitalize, 30,000 of his AP and still win, I almost had a whole lot game, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, that is the thing that's what I'm trying to explain in this video is that, because I watched Lethal use of Raging Bull, and it was not, I mean, not saying that I would have won if I was using Lethal, don't get me wrong, because Watcher was playing very well and he was using a very strong receiver. However, I think that Raging Bull play could have been way better. And by the way, Watcher, what a comeback that I just did, huh? I was down like, I was down like, Watcher did a very good job. Because I have to be aggressive. I don't care if I got aggressive. Oh, you got farm? Oh yeah, I'm getting it. I don't need to. I'm getting everything. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. What a great fight.
Oh yeah.
I know me, saying it and shit, but like AC4 brings out the shittiness in people, bro.
Nah, AC4 is a tough game, dude. I understand that's why Lightning like it so much, because it's a tough game. If you can't hang over here,
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you got a little bit, like you could be a good
Oh,
pilot.
watch it. Let me switch something up.
If
Let
you
me switch a
have
build.
an ounce of shittiness in you, it will come out, bro.
Oh yeah, bro. I'd like to see. Actually, I heard about 44 playing on AC4. I'd like to see him over here, dude.
I mean, you could ping him right now.
Oh, is he?
I don't know. Maybe you could always just pick. Hey, you could just ask him to play because he's done it.
I'll probably get on later on tonight.
Yeah, there is some video somewhere on my channel where you can see King 44 playing. At least one.
Oh, I gotta go check that shit out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I haven't watched because I was on that hiatus, but I watched a lot of stuff yesterday, dude. I stayed up till like 7 in the morning watching videos. I watched a lot of Celtic stuff, a lot of Sasha stuff. I watched a couple of your vids with you and Chino. There was some good freaking fights in there, man. There's some good fights.
Let me try something else. It's probably less ideal for the matchup, but because I can't really control your movement that well with this AC, but we'll use it anyway.
Yeah, no, you're fine, bro. We showcased a lot right there, like matchups. You just got to remember, like, okay, if you bring out, like, for example, if you bring out Raging Bull, you know you have to play a certain way. You know certain builds are going to completely poop on you. You know you're a glass cannon. You know, like, you have to play completely perfect, otherwise you lose. You know, like, perfect in the sense that, like, not perfect in the sense that you're not going to take damage and you're going to win. Perfect in the sense that, like, you're going to use your missiles, your sapla, and, like, your primary game properly. And if your missiles and your saplas aren't working, then you just...
in AC4?
No, I'm saying, just speaking hypothetically about builds and matchups. Like, if you go in, Chino, with your Linston, Aaliyah freaking build, you know what to expect, right? You're like, okay, you know, going into this, you're like, okay, well, if I'm not doing my thing, you know, if I'm not CQCing and getting in there and ripping some shiz, I'm not winning, you know. So you got to go in with that mentality.
All about it on AC4 is more of like, I honestly don't care win or lose.
You
have them.
Yeah, I want to use this.
Not go win. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, this round I'm gonna go
exactly.
Balls to the wall. I don't give a fuck if I die.
Exactly.
And somewhere I'm like, I'm gonna play my trickery real quick and play smart and shit. You know, like, you know, there's always like little details. There's a psychological gameplay behind everything. You know.
Well, it's easily seen in the ACs that are pulled out, brother. Like, speak no more. You bring out a CQC AC, you know what the mentality of that person is gonna be.
I have a little bit of logic behind my build. I know it ain't like, you know, like how you say.
Well, it's not one-dimensional. It's not one-dimensional, but it certainly only has 2 guns, and that's all. So, you know,
it has a plasma, right? It has a plasma. It has a handgun. I only use the plasma when I play conservative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get too close, you know, but just close enough, you know. Or like when somebody rush me, instead of sitting there, you primary me and I primary you. No, I can sit back and plasma, you know, take a hot shot here and there, you know. But I do like the whole PA track shit, bro. Nades don't even do like that much damage.
You know what the difference with the PA and ACFA is that as long as you're damaging people in ACFA, they can't get their PA back. In this game, you could be damaging someone and they're getting their PA back as they're getting damaged. Then obviously, I don't know if you noticed, but the PA comes back even while you're damaging.
I've seen that a lot of pilots tend to use, you know, not worry about PA as much, you know.
In this game, yeah, it's not as...
You do need to be very concerned, though, because, like, especially when it's, like, a similar, like, kind of AC, if one of them gets the other's PA down, then they go into the same kind of fight. Like, that's a massive advantage.
I have a very unorthodox setup, in my opinion, because who the fuck uses Maxwell General like that, you know?
Oh, boy.
Give me a few months ago, and I would not have dodged those missiles.
Yeah, no, that was good stuff, man.
Missiles don't even worry about too much in that game. You could dodge the shit out of them.
Dude, if you second stage, here's a fun fact. If you second stage like so hard that it's a third stage, missiles will just never hit you. They just scatter everywhere.
I saw a clip of Gilver's POV when I was fighting him, and I did like a sideways chain where like I almost crossed half the map and shit.
Yo, chaining, this thing is incredible. I love this, but
of course I like the scenery though. It makes it look very epic, you know.
And it looks like Jose is going straight to the right.
Get up, brother. You gotta hit you with the dip shot. Big freaking laser.
I don't want to sit there and get through.
Well, the key is the verts. The verts are making it move a certain way.
I think missiles is just like
it was a pretty close result compared to the last one. So the last one was a lot closer.
Yeah.
Last one was some really good damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that PlayStation play. I'm trying.
Dude, PlayStation's good, man. I went over there to ACFH, and they're good, man. Everyone's good.
Does it feel like a different game, or it feels the same thing?
Nah, it's literally the same exact game, except second staging is like impossible. That's it.
Like fluidity and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I literally went over there. Red Watcher will tell you. I literally went over there, and this happened even before. Like, dude, this happened years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Like the PS3 to show people CQC, because apparently no one did it over there. You remember that, Gina? You still in? Yeah, we're still in Barqueros.
I'm trying to feel like bro, you know how much I like BD, bro, and I can't get no action over here. So
I told Dark about that. You guys are all on about like AC6 and this and that, and whatever. You literally have on the field, like, dude, we've all been doing it for years now. You literally have on the field still, and you guys are like boo-hoo crying about like AC6. I'm of course still here.
You know what's my argument on that, Jose? You know how like we've been around, we met, you know, a lot of people, and we've sat there with like certain people trying to put them on, you know, like the whole mentality of like learning of this game is not worth for Armored Core 6. You get me? It would just be a waste of money. They never have more money on these games.
Dude, did you even see what FromSoft is coming out with, bro? Like,
I seen a robot game that looked good.
FromSoft is literally coming out with open world Dark Souls, bro. They are not making Armored Core.
Oh yeah,
they're done with it.
That franchise took over. You know, what makes money
makes a good game. We enjoy it. We play Dark Souls.
Like Armored Core anymore because of, you know, the general population just sucks at the game, bro.
Dude, it's a hard game.
It's not. I'm not talking about us in general, but like, you know, the consumer aspect, like
the casual, the 99%.
Like, you know, you got Call of Duty fans. Yeah, they'll play any shooting game and be good at it. You know what I'm saying? But this is not a game for that, you know?
Call of Duty does also have its casuals and its 1%, but I get what you mean. And that's why, like, you know, that's why I think that there's a lot of good players in Discord.
Instead of getting a new game, you know, how about get good in what's already there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people gave up on the newer games because, one, there was a really big gap. And you know this, Jose.
Oh, yeah, dude. The gap. Dude, I was just telling these guys about how Snake Eyes in the early days of me getting good in AC4, he used to kill me with just a rifle and a blade, and he used to hit me with the blade. That's how bad I was. In AC4, bro, he used to hit me with a blade. Real talk. And that guy, that's why I got so much information from that guy. And with Kronos,
I didn't know everybody that guns and Armored Core until I met you and Zero Kid.
Oh yeah, Zero Kid.
Look at fucking Spanish. Like, look at that. I speak it Spanish too. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. But we need a price that we Armored Core stuff. It'd be boring.
That was a manual flash rocket, by the way. Watch it. Oh, good piece.
So like, I'm developing like a bad habit in AC4. What is a bad habit in AC4? Is a bad habit on PC.
What's that?
That's okay. How can I say this? Alright, you lock the app, right? And then wait till you have to manually lose your lock and then lock back on.
Oh yeah, because you have to. Yeah. Because, but nah, don't worry about it, because you know what happens to me is when I go back to ACFA, I actually click the left stick to lock on again, and then I'm like, oh, this isn't AC4, and then I just get my ACFA muscle memory back. So
what I'm trying to get at, you know how you manual sight and then you lose your auto lock, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the bad habit that I'm trying to teach myself is to, when I manual sight for a few seconds, break my own lock, and then lock back on. You get me?
Yeah, that's a lot of steps to take before combat.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, when you lose your lock, the little TV stays there, and it locks back on if you acquire a lock. You know what I'm saying? So instead of doing the whole bunch of stuff, click and do all that shit, you know, when I manual sight, I just remember tell myself like, yo, just put your own lock real quick so you can lock back on, you know? I don't know, you know I'm special like that. You know I'm retarded like that.
Yes, sir.
Not even, bro. Not even. I mean, I think that sometimes you get a little carried away with the whole auto sighting and manual sighting, but your mental is very strong, and I know that like you don't use that as an excuse. A lot of people might see it as an excuse, but I know you don't. You're just trying to tell people like, hey, why don't you come over here and do something? Because I've been there with you, bro. We have had battles, right? And you've seen how
clan matches with no auto sight.
Yeah, we used to play clan. We had to because it was banned. Freaking the thing is though is that Chino, did my style change at all when I started manual sighting?
If anything, bro, when we started manual sighting, you kind of left me in the dust for a little bit, Chewbacca.
Yeah.
You shit down packed, and I was just made up. You feel me? I know.
Nah, your game is crazy, bro.
Japanese motherfuckers, like, okay, there's people complain about lag, people complain about a lot of shit, right?
Yeah, excuses.
There wouldn't be any lag if people use auto sight off. You know what I'm saying? Some of these moves. Listen, what I'm trying to say. Some of these moves that you put off with auto sight can't be done manual sight. It's very hard to replicate. You get me? So when you're like doing all these moves and shit with auto sight, it's like a rubber band attached. So like you always, it's like basically you're leaving the enemy in the back. It's like a threshold. You break that barrier, and you can almost achieve perfect registry. But you can also break that barrier and leave that person in the behind, Kind of.
You've gotten a lot better with your missile game.
What's up?
Who that?
Let I go.
Yo, but yeah, what I was trying to say too, Gino, is that like manual and auto sight and playing on a different platform, that ain't gonna change the way you play, the person you are,
Yeah, staring down two Marvs is hard, man.
Yeah, no, true. It's you did great, man. You did very good damage with them missiles. Like I said, I was watching the videos and like I'm an observer, like I like to watch things. And I take note of details, and I've seen your progression, man. Especially the one big giant lobby that you guys had, the JP lobby or whatever, where you did a few matches with the Marv AC versus that heavy or whatever, dude. That was some good stuff, man. I've seen the progression, and you'll
a lot of the combat is it's like damage racy. So like,
do you have a blader watcher?
Not that's mine. Why?
Let's do like a couple blade matches. I like blading in this game actually. Don't mind it.
That shit's so cool, bro. I could never.
It is, but you know what, dude? It's
feel like King Fully flying around, nigga.
Dude, it's epic.
I don't have any room for traits, but I do. I'm just grabbing Orleans.
Okay, let me. I never selected it. Let me select it. It's actually you know what we used to do is we used to turn the lock off entirely when we would blade in AC4. Like You know how you get the lines coming out, Chino, when you're doing the rockets or whatever?
There was some weirdo on ACFA that used to do that shit.
Yeah, it's clicking the auto sight button and holding it. If you click and hold it, it'll completely remove the lock. And so we used to do that in AC4 because blading had no like lunge. We used to just turn the sight off entirely like that. Just have the, yeah, there it is. That's what you want.
Are we turning the lines on?
We can, no, you can play however. This is no, like, just do a little slash so I know you're ready.
Oh, sorry. I was almost trying to hit you.
Josay blading.
Dude, it's, you know what? Ninebreaker's actually got me severely interested in going back to it. Because I remember when I got Red Wings, and I went back to play that game until my Xbox got back to getting repaired. And I remember that shit, there being a lot of manual aim stuff in there, you know, especially like for people trying to get better with manual aim or anything like that. But that game is basically like a hyperbolic time, dude, like in a nutshell. Like there's no missions, there's no arena, it's just a bunch of tests. Like it's, you know, you have ranks like
Ninebreaker?
Ninebreaker for PS2. Yup. That.
Yeah. I had that, John.
Yeah,
I had all those PS games, bro. I honestly, I'm 30 something now. I used to play that shit when I was like 11, 12 years old, bro.
Yep. Same.
You know what I'm saying? And even at that age, that shit wasn't even like hard, bro. That shit was like shitty, bro. I ain't gonna hold you really.
You got the hit there.
You know what's a hard game to play, bro? I ain't gonna hold you, man. Armored Core VD story, man. That shit, well, some of the bosses be like, whoa. Like, I could 1v1
Oh, that was a cool cross right there.
I 1v1 on those bosses, bro. That shit like, what the fuck? Man, we had some epic moments over here, man.
Oh yeah, dude. It's, bro. Remember the last Raven tournament, bro? How about that, bro? That was.
No. You know what got me pissed too, bro? When them people from fucking, when them people from PS3 came over on VD that one time trying to make a tournament and shit. It was like
I don't remember that.
Bro, it was a 2v2 tournament. Remember? And then they specifically said, Josay, Salty, or Chino can't be on the same team.
Oh my god!
What a great match. Alright, we can throw the ACs away. That was a great match. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, dude, we bladed once. We're done. We're done
That
blading.
was so sick. That was
Oh, yeah.
sick. But that was, you know what? As crappy of a match as that was, like as far as action goes, it was basically we were just like either baiting each other. Yeah, baiting each other or trying to just. That's basically what you got to do with guns in a nutshell. Like you have one way. So with blading, it's a little more extreme, right? You have one way of dealing damage, and you have to deal damage. So you have to do what you have to do. And with guns, it's no different. You have to do what you have to do, which means you gotta get, if you're gonna use CQC, you gotta get in there. You gotta take damage. You gotta do your thing. So you can't expect to go in there and just not take damage. But also, you gotta maintain a lock. If you can't maintain a lock and know where your opponent is, especially you gotta know where he's going before he knows where he's going. If you can't do that, you know, you just gotta work on it. But that was great. That was a fun match. All these matches have been fantastic, man. This game is just great. Like every single
that shit needs a PA bomb, dog.
Dude, it really does. And that's why I love ACFA so much, dude. I love ACFA because of that.
I need a PA bomb. I'm sorry.
I mean, dude, ACFA, I think here's the thing about this game that I think is very different about ACFA is the biggest difference between this game and ACFA is number one, the way that you lock on. The manual setting, the auto setting, that is the biggest difference between that game and this game. That is
versatility, so you could play as a type A player. Bro.
Yeah, true. And you could, that's not saying that you can't, make it work. but it's definitely real different when compared to ACFA.
Oh man. Yeah, well, I don't know. When I play AC4, I feel like that shit is like straight come down to it. Like you can't beat
It is.
it up with it. You know?
It's very different.
ACFA, I feel like a savage, bro.
ACFA is really good.
Like the mentality of ACFA is like very savagery. So like you shot, but at the right moment that's good too, because it's just like if you would play for AP4.
Oh,
Damn.
yo, dude, I had the craziest read at the end right there. Yo, that was crazy. Yeah, I think that's definitely, that'll separate. It's really just understanding a mechanic, and that's really what separates the good players from the bad. Like if you can't understand that mechanic, you're gonna suffer at this game, you know. And it's like that in ACFA. If you don't know how to auto sight, I mean, obviously you can manual sight, but if you don't know how to auto sight and you're a beginner or you're trying to keep up with somebody who's freaking crackhead play style, yeah, you're gonna suffer. You don't know how to auto sight.
Yeah, bro, I think there's more to it in auto sighting than ACFA, because like in ACFA you just can't point and shoot. Your boosts have to, be aligned with what you're putting out for the computer or the thing to register your shit. So like if the angle you shot that shot doesn't add up, it ain't gonna hit. You know what I mean?
Aaliyah back, good paying dividends.
Nice work, bro. Nice work. That's what I like to see. But you see how I didn't put myself in a position to get severely punished by it? That's some good damage.
Nah, but yeah, remember that one tournament 2001? They was trying to have this on KTVD, the tournament and shit, where I had this one team and shit.
Which one? I don't remember that one.
Then they said Josay, they said GT, and me could be on the same team and shit.
I started watching.
Then they separated you, they separated me.
Oh, dude, yeah, it
They
was literally...
separated GT. Listen, they didn't beat our teammate. I wasn't happy with my teammate, remember? And then I pulled out Moby Dick, and I kicked my teammate. I killed my teammate, and I killed the other two guys.
Yeah, that's crazy,
I got disqualified because they said I couldn't bring a kickback. And I honestly thought that shit was garbage, bro.
Bro, that's what I mean. And, that's what I liked about the last Raven tournament that we had that we won, because there was no rules in there. Just basically, like, it was like...
The ATFA clan tournament was pretty cool, but the BD
those were
one,
cool, yeah.
The one for
well, because in FA it was much different. It was like no sombrero, no virtue, no auto sight. So like the FA one was understandable, but like no kicking, really, dude. Like, what the f is that?
And then me and you and GT couldn't be on the same team. That just was
yeah, of course. But that's kind of understandable. But like no kicking, come on, dude. But what is the world come to? We're banning kicks, really, dude. We're banning kicks. Great, cool story, bro.
Moby Dick, bro.
Moby Dick, dude. The first. You remember when you first made that AC, right? Who was the first person you showed? And you were like, yo, Jose, you you chilling? Bad.
We got to go to Alpine.
Yeah, Alpine, baby. You showed it to me. You were like, yo, just relax. Watch it. Yo, that is so funny.
No. How about the time when you shot that giga? Remember when we...
Oh, that giga was too. I was like, yo, remember I practiced that shit for days, and I was like, yo, I'm trying to man. It's like...
He was like, stand back. Don't nobody get to the chopper. And all of a sudden, it was 2 pulse cannon tanks on top of the head.
On the chopper?
Left Westfield used to put me forward. That nigga used to got me hot, bro. I go on executive, I blitz and God.
Oh, the blitz rush. Oh my gosh! Wow, that was a big comeback.
And urban area, man, we acquired all.
Nice. I made a big comeback, but yeah, that was pretty big at my part of that. I almost got it.
That shit was wild.
Oh, what rifles were those? Those weren't Marvs, right? Those were 100Rs?
100R Marv.
100R Marv, okay.
How do I get an MR102 on AC4?
I think it's a Saltios mission on hard.
So I gotta beat S-class everything?
If you don't need to S rank, you just need to beat it to get the part. In order to get all the FRS, though, you will need to S rank every hard mission.
There's an AC that I would like to make on there, but I need the MR102 and the BFF rifle.
The 51?
Nah, the other one, the little.
The 47?
Yeah.
Should already have access to the 47.
On the radar. I'm trying to make my little poker face too, but without a laser. And
dude, some of the shiz that you do on Poker Face, Chino, is like magic sometimes. Like, dude, I'll be watching the videos. And I'm just like, all right. Playing a little distance, sniper can't stun PA out of nowhere. Just, I was like, yo, this guy is just like, you're just like a scientist.
I got years and years of losses using that AC, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I got my ass. Remember, it was like a shitty Mac, and then it was like something like, oh, you gotta watch out. Chino got that shit, you know? And
yeah.
Like, shit, I gotta watch out. He used some shit. You know what I mean?
This is actually a good topic point about this.
Like earlier, you was talking about the whole, dating situation. With poker face, I don't have a lot of energy, so I have to move a certain way. I have
big read right there.
I have to move a certain way, so like, I gotta force you to look at me all the time, you know? That's how I get the big picture. Like, oh, he's coming at me, I'm not gonna backpedal, I'm gonna go at him, you know? Use that momentum.
This matchup, right? This matchup is basically who is going to go forward and who's going to go backwards. That was a good flash on his part, but you can see what's happening. I'm the guy going forward and he's the guy going back. Not ideal, but I'm all right. I choose to be in this position. I'm not going to use it as an excuse. It's just how I play. Even if I have AP lead, I will go for it. But I do choose to go backwards sometimes if I really want to win. But most of the time, I like to just be a smother. And he does have an RG, so he's got really good moves. That was nice stream jump. GG. Yeah, CQC versus CQC is always going to come down to who's going backwards and who's going forward. And 9 times out of 10, the guy going backwards is going to win. But it's not something that, like, you need to look at as, like, someone is good or bad. It's just the same way you look at matchups. It's like the guy going forward can still beat the guy going backwards. But, of course, the guy going forward has to be, like, perfect. Not saying the guy going backwards does not have to be perfect. Let's not get that twisted, but... he certainly is, working a little less at reading, but it's still a double-edged sword, like, for both sides. Like, both sides can still win or lose. I gotta say, there's only 2 people I can say that, depending on what I bring out, can actually push me harder than I can push them. And Chino is one of them, and Lightning is the other. Hawk actually is and if there's any more like OGs coming back in, Boss Savage, actually, let me not forget about that guy. That guy is a machine, like, at going forward. Like, he does not give a shit. He will just come out. See what you gotta do. You just gotta not like dodge. huge job. Got it made.
I'm about to walk to the store. You see Arizo?
Oh, good luck, brother.
See ya, man.
In a little bit.
I'm gonna stay in the chat. I'm gonna just walk over there with you guys. Talk some shit. Man, you know what used to crack me up always? When they let's say you be hosting and shit, and then somebody fight you with that. With that gay stuff. You know how they be like rain game and shit?
I lost your mic broke out. What happened? Yo, Gino.
Yo.
What were you saying? Your mic cut out.
Yeah, I had to disconnect the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I was saying how, remember back in the day how you will fight somebody, right? And then you'd be like, man, this motherfucker got that gay shit out. Or let's say somebody got like some rangy shit and just like being gay about their combat.
Being a faggy, bro. Being a faggy.
And then you be like, Tino, get his ass. Show him how range game was done. Yo, man.
Tino, you're crazy, bro. Like, that's all it comes down to. Like I told you, oh shit, dude. Where were you? Oh, you're over there, dude. You caught me. That was such a good blindside. I didn't know where you were. That was great.
Yeah, I'm surprised I hit you.
I was looking around for you on my. Oh my gosh.
That hit?
Accurate. That is some accurate tankage right there, brother. I'll take those. I'll take 5k damage to get it. Sure. Why not, dude?
Yeah, my lens.
My lens.
He only takes like 1,000 and some change of damage.
Yeah, but he's got freaking.
Yeah. This nigga watching is doing some crazy shit as on shit. Like you got a YouTube.
Oh yeah, bro. And you know what? That's great. That's fantastic.
I remember yesterday I did the day before. I fucking had I spawned, I got shot. I looked at my health, I'm like missing already like 4K.
So I usually would not I just want to explain what's happening right here to everyone watching. I usually would not disengage right there, but I was out of energy and I noticed that I made a huge comeback. So I took the time to get energy back, and I'm gonna just reset and hopefully try and get back in and do the same thing. Now I do risk taking a lot more damage coming back in, but I'm kind of okay with that. I got it.
Yeah, on AC4, I can actually take the fence. I'm like, alright, I'm about to take a little bit of damage, but I'm gonna get to this flank. Yeah, I'm gonna flank his ass hard as shit.
Yeah, it's literally, dude, the game's great.
So my setup, I'm running
my back is right
a Leah side.
Damn, nice.
A lot of like a big picture.
Nail biter.
Yeah, it was too late for me to do something about that.
I thought you were gonna land another nade and it was gonna be
I
like
was out of my right arm nades.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what you mean though, Chino, and that's what I was saying about the auto sight and the manual sight and the way you lock on in this game. Like, it's such a big difference compared to FA. But that being said, I do like ACFA's lock on way better than this game. Like, I feel like in this game, it's so much more work to achieve the same thing. Like when you're fighting, when you're fighting at endgame,
it's more like the way I use this. I would like to describe it. It's more like it's nerfed down for an even playing field. So like, you know, you can't sit there and you know, we abuse the blend on ACFA.
Oh yeah,
we blend this. We're blending 90% of the time and fucking 10% straight auto sight.
I do 90-10. Yeah, that would be the perfect example.
I'm manual. Even though I have auto sight on, I'm manual so much in ACFA to even call it auto sight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I was missing. You know how I used to manual sight versus people that just got straight auto sight. That shit used to have me fucking tilted. But now I don't give a shit. That shit on. That's dope, you know. But in AC4,
I know you're gonna be firing at me in the air. I'm trying to be evasive in the air, but Them grenades are so rad.
This
Oh,
is
the
like
back side dodge.
it makes a even playing field for, you know, it won't be a big gap between players. You know? It's armored core for dummies, right?
I like ACFA because my argument is, okay, so let's say you're playing AC4, right? You're fighting an end game, you know, high level PvP. Like, for example, we could argue that like any of us right now or in the video, pretty much all of us are doing end game high level PvP. Like all of the video is sweaty. And I think when it comes down to it, when you're both sweating, I think both achieve the same thing. Like they do exactly the same thing. I just think that AC4s requires way too much work to achieve the same goal. Because I'm doing the same exact thing. Like, it feels no different to me. The transition between like ACFA CQC and AC4 CQC. Like, it feels no different to me. And Watcher, as a person who fights against it, does it feel any different to you?
I'd have to fight you in the for answer again. I think it feels different, less in the way you're doing it and more just the game feels different. Less,
right, exactly.
Like it's more of the game itself than it is you, I'm pretty sure though.
Yeah, like the way that you play the game is different. The way that I'm playing, that I'm fighting you and what I'm bringing to, you know, to fight against you is the same as ACFA is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and
it pretty much is.
And the playstyle is the same. I'm trying to be as sticky as possible, minimal lock loss. That was hard to say actually, a lot of L's. But you see what I mean? Like my playstyle doesn't change. And even that's why I was saying about PS3. People were like, "Oh, PS3, you know, you're not gonna have second stage." I'm like, I know this. I already been over there. And that's why I was telling you guys, like my playstyle is not gonna change. Whether I go from, you know, here, over there, and it's great that you guys are keeping that too. I don't know, Watcher. I think you're becoming more like I would say that I had said that you're not a master of anything. I would say that you're getting really good at being like a heavy mid user or like a heavy user. Like I think that seems like a really good. Well, you know, like the cross wheel type style where you're just like covering all the ranges and all that jazz.
Oh yeah, heavies are fun.
Ooh. He's turning into a King 44.
Well, it's, I mean, dude, it's literally like, I mean, what?
I feel like
bro,
I approach it differently though than King 40 does.
Okay, take a look at what I bring out, right? Like 99% of the time, it's like just one range. It's like 300 range and under, basically. Like, you know, sticky, maintain that range, don't lose it, type of style. And this other play style is like, dude, you have everything. You got the close range, you got the mid range, you got the long range, you got the tankiness, you got the PA, you got the utility. Like, it's strong, man. The heavy mids and the heavies. Oh yeah,
that's my kind of AC right there.
Yo, you always told me that shit, dude. You were like, yo, I like using this shiz, bro, but you know, I'm all about the midweights and the dude.
Well, right now, I'm focusing on lightweights because that's never been like my strong suit, lightweights. But like I like them, you know. So I'm taking, you know, I already got my other stuff down packed to where like, oh, it's okay, I can rock out. You know?
It's gonna be a great fight. People may believe that, like, people may see other people using lightweights. This is something that we've talked about too, and I may see people winning with lightweights and doing really well with them, but lightweights actually require like substantial amounts of skill and discipline. Like, even though sometimes you could cheese your way with a lightweight win, if you're fighting a competent opponent with the right weapon, like one railgun, like Chino, you've done it. One railgun can kill.
One handrail.
One handrail. That's
it. You can sit there and make lightning change ACs, bro.
Yep. The bane of lightweight's existence, dude, is that shit right there.
One handrail, gone. Boom.
Oh, don't fly out. I don't care what damage I take. Very important not to fly out. Even if I took 2 grenades, so like that.
You know what's another thing I won't get used to too? the visual range on AC4 is different. Like 300 range, you looking far as fuck. You know? Yeah. And then when you fly, fucking, you thinking you gonna fly out of mountains and shit.
Yeah, the camera is a lot more.
I like the whole visual. Whoa, with the brake, bitch. I'm crossing the street and this bitch on the front of me. Yeah.
Oh, so close to winning that flash, but barely got nowhere. I had to try it, Watcher. I had to try to fly right at the end.
Right, tried to fly. Nah, dude. I saw a quad. It had to die.
Man, that is a hard. You want to talk about a matchup? That is a hard matchup right there. I tell you what, this quad could win if it had a different weapon setup. But the fact that I can't put out enough, even if I strip PA, I still can't put out enough damage with the Acacias. But this is a great showcase of like what a matchup that you should not win looks like. Like matchups where it's like 50-50, like where Watcher brought the tank and I brought the lightweight, like that's a 50-50, like that can go either way. But this match where it's like tank versus Acacia quad, I'm probably never winning this fight unless I land like every flash and magically avoid his ground range. You know, but it's still a great fight. I still enjoy I enjoy the fight, you know, always. Oh my gosh! Comes around the corner, pop shotting with bazooka grenade. That was great. I have nowhere to go. I'm in a cage right now, so like, there's only one thing you can do. You got 47K, you got 30K. You just gotta get down to business. You just gotta get. Don't do it. Take damage, do it. Do it.
Don't be afraid.
You can't be afraid to take damage. That's what you got PA for. That's what you got defense. Now, if you don't build defense, the Raging Bull is a perfect example of an AC that should not be treated, but I still take it anyways. But that AC, that full Sully,
better, bro.
Yeah, that full Sully build should not be treated with this heavy AC right here that I'm watching.
That's what I want. I want trade.
Yeah, I can actually bring it. I really enjoy using the Acacia as a rifle because you can tell it's not a Jose thing, right?
Jose got a sample beat in his hand.
Yeah, a sample beat is all I need. The funny thing is, you know, you're the only one that knows better than anyone else in the system.
God damn it.
Wow! What a great freaking fight!
That was good.
But yeah, Chino, not a lot of people know that, dude. Everybody thinks it's the Motor Cobra. Dang,
Okay,
secret spin. Holy crap, dude, are you streaming? Is this going on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube secret right now.
They're gonna be like, oh, Jose's been turning, all we gotta do is ban Sampagita. He's useless.
Oof.
They're gonna be like, I'm gonna have to start using that other one, Chino. What's it? Mbrukuya? Yo, that. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The little fast firing one in FA, that shit is serious, bro. I would probably use that.
100. Yeah. 100 is nasty, bro.
Bro, I would use that if my Sampagita got banned, right? And I had to go down like the same way that they tried banning the motor on me. Yo, Watcher, were you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Were you there when they said ban Motor Cobra? And I was like, all right, so ban Jose.
No. I mean, maybe I was, but I didn't pay attention.
Dude, and I was like,
just
all right,
ban the game, easy.
If they ban the Sample Guida, I already know what Jose gonna use.
I'm using that fast firing shotty, bro. That shit.
I already know what you're gonna use.
Oh shit.
I'll slap 2 700s on a Gremlin with 8 extension.
Huh. 700, dude. I love 700. Like, yo, that 1 AC I got you, that series thing. Tell me now, that AC is, dude, I never bust that. I've been busting that thing out like once in a while. Oh man, I am just not playing very well right now.
Yo, some net you can buck out on people on ATFA that'll fucking that'll send them a book.
Not
Yo,
underestimate.
Mysterious. Mysterious Nets is such a good AC, dude. Yeah, don't underestimate this quad, bro. You know, this is not my quad. This was Vision and Shiva. This was his Close Quarters King was a man. It wasn't a person. Like, I became Close Quarters King kind of like died, and I was like the last guy. Yeah, I was still playing, but Close Quarters King was like me, Boss Savage, Asian for the Win, Snake Eyes. It was AC4 clan, and when people stopped playing, and I was like pretty much the only guy doing CQC and ACFA. That's why I was Close Quarters King. But dude, I think that Close Quarters King is just a style. I don't think it's like a person, you know. And so this is Vision of Shiva's AC. You might know him, Chino. He goes by Redcoat Raven in ACFA. This is his quad. He ran this like. This was his main, like, Moto Samp is my main, okay? Okay, so you see how good this is, Watcher? Like, you know, you can tell how good it is, even if I win or lose. Think about how good he was. This was his main. And he made, like, the reason why he made, you can see why he made it so tanky. Everything like that. Like, he's a smart guy. That's why I never... Here's a little lore about those days. I never got as good as I got now. I was still a threat in AC4 when ACFA came out. So I got good at ACFA, right? I reached NB, and then I became good at AC4. So there's a little tidbit about some vice versa shit. You guys think AC4 makes you better to play ACFA? Well, ACFA made me better to play AC4.
I wasn't even looking at you. I was just looking at the ground and looking at my radar.
Dude, I knew it was coming. I was so juiced because it was such a good comeback with the flashes there. I was so juiced on energy. I was like, no, it's coming, dude. I can't soak any more damage. Yeah, we're still here. Yo, actually, you gonna get on, Chino?
I was gonna finish this cigarette. Probably hop on.
Yeah. You finish that cigarette. I'll do a few more Watcher to keep him entertained, and then I want to go smoke too and rejuvenate.
Yeah, I'll probably hop off because I want to do some other things today. But yeah, this is good. So you're recording on your end, Jose?
I am not. That's why I wanted you to record because I don't have the hardware. So this will be good CQC and matchup and just knowledge in general. You know, like it's not all about winning and losing. I mean, you could make it. You could make it all about winning and losing. You could go try hard every single game.
Anything you want me to bring for these last few?
No. You can just keep bringing whatever. Actually, you know what? If this is going to be the last one, I think we've had enough good matches. I think I would like to do like some no shooting movement. Could you put it on? Let's keep it really simple. Could you put it on like a flat map, like Huge Fall or yeah, Huge Fall. I want something flat. No, there's no verticality here. I want bigger verticality so that we can up and down.
Desert or Huge Fall?
Yeah, Huge Fall. That you got virtual space. There you go. All right. Let me bring out
What do you want me to
something. Just bring out something that has EN that can fly and stuff. Just for showcase.
So my heavies?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna bring out just some energy efficient shiz.
I'll bring out the one at the Canopus because I feel like energy, like it's a bit faster. A bit better.
Dude, I don't even think I have anything energy efficient here. I'll just bring out this guy and then I'll just drop my stuff. But yeah, so I just want to touch on a couple of things about CQC because like I know it's been like a big interest. I want to show some no shooting tracking so that you guys can see exactly like how you're supposed to use CQC without breaking your lock. So just meet me at the bottom down here.
Yeah, I'm on the bottom.
In the middle. You can keep all your weapons if you want. I'm just gonna drop my backs because so generally let's just.
I'm going the wrong way. I'm like, that's the boundary.
Oh yeah, I've done that before here. So basically, look at this match, right? You see how I got 34K and he's got 47. So this AC, this particular AC I have, there you go. Come over here. This particular AC I have, you can drop down, I'm not gonna shoot. Has missiles and primary weapons, right? So you can see that, you guys can both see how much HP you have, right? So you're like, okay, he's got 47k, I've got 34k. If I risk it and keep the missiles and he has flares or some sort of missile deterrent, I'm gonna lose a big amount of advantage. So what I would, 9 times out of 10, unless I'm really trying to make the missiles work, is I will just drop the missiles. As soon as I see this AP difference and I'm trying to CQC and he's a fat thing, I'm dropping everything and I'm going primary. So could you just stand Quattro without boosting or nothing? So with this combo I have, right, let's say I'm running like a Raging Bull setup, because that seems to be something that people like to run a lot, is the Motor Cobra 102 on like a full solo build. So you generally, you want to be at like this range, and you only want to fire at this range and under. If you fire like out here, it's not terrible, and out here it's not terrible, but don't maintain this range. You want to keep pressing in like a forward pattern without trying to overshoot. So let's say I'm like, just stand there. Let's say he's right there, right? And like, there's no cover, right? So I have only one way of dealing damage, and that's going forward. So I'm gonna come at him at this angle, because if I come at him at this angle, which is something that Lethal did a lot, I noticed, especially with the missiles, if you're gonna try and missile this guy, you need to be up here if he's down there. If you're not up here with missiles, you should just drop the missiles, because he's just gonna, right here, he has such a big advantage. His stuff lands a lot. He has a chance of blowing everything up in your face, which happens sometimes, unfortunately. Could you fly up in the air and just try to maintain without flying? All right, so if I'm using missiles and I'm trying to make them work, this is where I want to be. I don't want to be at the same level. Now drop down, just drop down like you're out of energy. Now he's dropping down, I'm using missiles, I'm coming back up. And the whole time you're maintaining the lock. You're not losing the lock. See, I'm maintaining it. And I'm manual sighting right now because I'm using missiles, right? So you can auto sight with missiles, but see, now we're at the same level for the bad one, so I would have been probably in a bad spot here. But so generally, if he's using that and I'm using this, I'm basically going to try to be as sticky as possible. So Watcher, let's just play like if you were shooting me, and I'm going to play like if I was shooting you.
Okay.
Now you notice I stopped quick boosting. I'm in the range. Now I'm out of range. No more quick boosting. Why is that? Because horizontal boost is actually really powerful. Now I'm gonna take some damage if I horizontal boost, but look at how sticky I am. If I had a Moto and a Sam, I mean, granted he's got some damage too, but look at this, never losing a lot unless he stuns me, and this is what you want to do the whole time. If you're doing this all the time, look, broken. Look, super aggressive. I don't know how to control my forward boost, broken.
And that's where I have my own movements, like I can apply like my own counter maneuvers. Because for me, I don't need to maintain. I don't need to just constantly hold
exactly.
lock. What I need to do is minimize the amount of time it's broken though.
Let's do like, so I talked about how I'm fighting you. Now let's talk about how you're gonna fight me while I'm maintaining this range.
For me, it's going to come down to weapons. So in this case, I have the verticals and Mechanopus. The Mechanopus really isn't going to be that useful without the verticals. So it's really, verticals are going to control some of how you move. And then setting up the shots with Mechanopus. When you get to say to my side, I can do a side back side.
And I didn't lose. Did you notice I didn't lose the lock there? That's because I was horizontal boosting. If I was quick boosting right there, lock broken.
Yeah.
Horizontal boost is very underrated. Use it.
Yeah. But in that
very
case,
strong tool.
Yeah, because as a heavy, like my powerful boosters are the side ones. And that's where it may be the back, but it's really going to come down to like my side movement. So if you get a flank, I can do say side back side, quick turn back. And that can potentially break lock or create if I do it towards you, or I can just go further away if I need to.
5 seconds, shoot. No lock good. Look at both of them. In each other's faces. Who cares, dude? You gotta do it. Look at the damage we're doing to each other. Like, big damage. And that's, and I don't want to say, don't get it twisted. I don't want to say that you're just going to sit there horizontal boosting, taking damage. That doesn't mean you're not going to chain boost and try to be evasive. what I'm saying is that if you want to be successful, you need to with CQC, you need to try and figure out when is a good time to do the horizontal. I'm not gonna do crazy maneuvers. Generally, the best time is either when your opponent doesn't have a good angle on you, like if you're in a good blind spot, where like basically if you're not directly in front of someone. You never want to be directly in front of someone because everything is just gonna land. You want to talk about registry, get in someone's face, like just in their face, everything's gonna hit you. So you want to try to like mesh the two together, like horizontal so that everything can land, but quick boosting at the right times to try to minimize the amount of damage you take. Like flash, if you quick boost a grenade, flash actually does a good amount of damage, but it doesn't do direct.
Are we fighting or what are we doing?
Yeah, we're fighting. Yeah, so we showed you guys how it was without firing. Now we're gonna fire. So he's doing a really good job up here. I like it. I don't have quite the combo that I was talking about. I don't have the basic but this is still a good setup. Look at the lock. I'm taking damage, it's unfortunate, but like, just look at the lock. Look at the pressure. Look at this. Okay, that was nice. He was so. You know what? That was like ultra instinct quadra right there that you just did, because you were in so much pressure right there that like you just went like ultra instinct and pull that nice chain maneuver. But you see what I mean? I was at a huge deficit, and then all of a sudden I catch you in a nice stream of no PA stuns on the ground, where stuns hit you even harder because you're grounded. Like, it's just crazy, dude.
That's the thing. Like, probably more so AC4 than FA, but stuff we happen in FA is this game's very punishing of. So AC4 is very punishing of mistakes.
I want to bring Raging Bull. Could you bring that back out since we were talking about that?
Yeah. But that's what I've noticed. Like, that was one of those. Like, I got punished, but like kind of what I was mentioning earlier, heavy is the maintaining composure. Is the way I described more that playstyle, while you, of course, if your CQC is a lot more that smothering someone with a fucking pillow while they sleep.
Yes.
Like that's where for me it was. Yes, I was getting punished, but I was able to maintain composure and basically work my way through the problem. And then, bam! I got the angle I needed to finish the job.
So I just want to throw out that I would go in with my missiles, but I'm not going to, because I really want to showcase the stickiness, and like
give me a sec. I would have dropped my other weapon set.
Yeah, that's
because just sniper and PM is actually really strong. So I just want to see what I can do with it and make the fight last a bit longer.
Yeah, no, dude, go for it, bro. Like, you know me, I don't care about wins and losses. Don't matter here. Whenever you're ready, then.
Let's go.
So yeah, like I was saying, I would go in with my missiles, but I want to keep showing you guys more CQC, and just keep in mind that like CQC is not this. It is a fun and overwhelming playstyle at times. But like I said, a competent player, if you get good enough to understand the mechanics, you got the right weapons, the right movement, lock is key. If you can't maintain a lock or know where your opponent is, you're gonna have a bad time. Good
shit.
Right, oh, I thought it was such a good move that you went up in the air. But
it was a good move, but there was a ceiling. So
that's why I like to fight at the bottom, because the bottom has a big ceiling. Yeah, let's go fight at the bottom. Yeah, let's do it at the bottom.
But
so the smothering playstyle is overwhelming if you don't know how to deal with it. But if you know how to deal with it, it's actually not like ideal. Like you're not gonna win every match, so get it out of your head that like, oh, CQC, you're gonna smother a PA strip, kill. No, dude, you have no idea how long, how many times I died, how many times.
All right, I'm shooting.
Yeah, I'm ready. Don't mind me, I'm just taking the high approach because I have to, I'm coming. I'm trying to minimize damage here.
This sniper rifle is way too good at close range, like for what it is, dude. It's kind of annoying me, but it's fun.
Yeah. But this is actually a really good focus. I'm glad you decided to drop that. Let's say you decided to bring out something like that, right? I decided to bring out something like that. It's like two sides of the issue. One guy is trying to be the other guy's trying to be like kind of mid to long range poke. And it's a really good showcase because just look at the AP difference. Like, it's so close. And both of us are just, okay, that was bad.
Again, it's the punish game. That's what it takes. Sometimes all it happens is that one punish.
But you know what? You making a mistake there actually wasn't that bad because you making that mistake was kind of weird and random, and I lost my lock because you made that mistake. So randomness sometimes, like I know you hear it a lot in pro games, right? Like sometimes randomness will throw off high level players, and actually I've lost most of my first matches versus everyone because I'm not used to some people and their randomness. So sometimes randomness can actually win you games. Brain, yeah, let's keep everything this time, Watcher. But that was good because we both maintained. We both made that one mistake. Did you notice that? That was it. 99% of that game was us locked on. One time. That one time, you've done really good, man. Man, you got good at maintaining your lock. That's what's up, man. You're a freaking sponge, dude. Make a SpongeBob emo, right? And that's literally Watcher in a nutshell. You are a freaking sponge, dude. You and Gilbert, you guys are both seekers of knowledge. Fantastic. Cool. I got a big break right there. You weren't expecting that, right? Josay breaking.
But notice my response. I limited the effect of it by going straight up.
You did. But then that throw, that randomness, didn't that throw you off? That was it. Oh, that high. Ooh, that was a good move.
I noticed you dropped down, so I'm just going to stay up.
I was out of E. That was a
yeah, it makes sense.
You kept going up, and I had to drop because I was out of E. That was good. I love this verticality, dude. This is what Hawk 4 is all about. And you see, this is why I love this map. Dude, this map is so great. It's like a game of chicken. It's like
no, dude, that's fucking Mega Float.
Yeah, I guess Mega Float could be, but you know what's an even crazier game of chicken, and you know what's my all-time favorite map that no one ever plays is Cradles, dude. Go to the top cradle, right, and jump off and start fighting. Dude, it is literally the greatest fight you would ever have in your life. You're just falling forever. Put it on 15 minutes, 1v1, and just fall and fight forever. And that's another game of chicken too, where it's like I'm gonna use the missile this time. That's another game of chicken too, where it's who's gonna try and use some energy to float because they're afraid of falling down. Because eventually the out of area is gonna come, right? Like the bottom out of area is flying out and keep falling down. So it's who's gonna keep using their boosters to. You see how even though it's hard enough to damage, to keep those angles that I was speaking about. I wasn't in his face, directly in front of him. And he did a good job of trying to keep that mid ground, where he's right in the middle. But I kept trying to push down and up, which is what you want to do with missiles. But that's why generally when I'm fighting something like that, I don't use missiles. And that's what happened to Lethal Dose. That's a perfect example, is because it's missiles are game changers, but they're
on both. They're two-way game changers.
Yes, it's a double-edged sword. It can also ruin the game for you. So rather than risking being in that position, watch this. Watch how different this is going to be.
Oh, I brought a different AC, but we'll see how it goes.
That's fine. Actually, you know what? We'll do it again then. We'll missile first, and we'll see how good that is. And I'm just basically playing I'm trying to emulate Lethal and Silver, because they do this a lot. And this is not a bad thing. Don't take it as a knock on you guys. It's just something that I know from experience using CQC, especially because I'm the originator of some of these CQC builds, especially Raging Bull. And it's just something that I've learned over the years, is that sometimes you just gotta get rid of the missiles. They just don't work. And you can't wait till it's too late. See, right now would be a perfect time for me to drop them. But I'm gonna keep that stubbornness of I'm gonna get this missile down. And it's gonna happen, even though he has flares used. doing insane amounts of damage to me, and my primaries would probably obliterate me. But this is not the way. This is not the way to use Raging Bull. The saplet could be on my left. This is not how you play this guy. In fact, I'm going to 10k HP. This is perfect time. I'm going to show you why you use 10k HP. Remember that. Granted, we still got a huge. But I just want to show you how much more effective this is. You can already see that like I'm getting much more even though I died. So if I would have done that much earlier, that would have definitely been a different game. And I could be a much better missile user, but that's not my specialty. That's why I usually just use the missiles. If I think it's a good matchup, like here's where I would probably keep the missiles. If it was a midweight that didn't have flares and a lightweight that didn't have flares. Other than that, I'm probably dropping the missiles like 9 times out of 10. Like, come into this fight, he's got 49k, I've got 34, missiles gone. Instantly. No second thoughts. Gone. And now we try to smother him. You want to use Raging Bull? This is what you got to do. Look. Every approach, watcher. What have I done? Every approach at the beginning.
Gone up.
Yeah. Now he's going up too, but that's fine. You need to pressure his. You know what's crazy? You're applying pressure without applying pressure. You're going up, and it's forcing him to go up, which is it's giving a certain amount of pressure. See, now he's right where I want him, and I'm right where he wants me to. So like this is so good. More forward, less left and right. Kills if you get hit. I'm not trying to dodge you. By the way, I'm not trying to dodge you. I mean, in this entire YouTube video that's gonna go up, I don't care about dodging at all. In fact, and look at how much I'm dodging. I'm literally making these adjustments to keep my lock. Look, I took damage right there because I thought he was going to go over my head. Did you notice that option? I thought he was going to go over my head, so I backboosted and freaking ate his suit straight to the face. Don't shoot. Right back. Big damage right here. So I get a little vertical on him. He's getting some big damage with that stuff. But this is a great match. This is exactly the type of shiz that you guys need to see. That's how you need to play. You gotta play like this.
Look how much API I have left.
Yeah. And that's basically like we're not like countering each other. We both have great builds. I mean, it's an uphill battle for me, of course, just because of the nature of Armored Core and how AP works. But it's something that I understand and I'm okay with. And I am not. You're not going to use that as an excuse when you CQC. You, especially, you bring out whatever you want to bring out. You're making that choice. Watcher made the choice to bring that out. Do you think I care about fighting Watcher and that thing? No. In fact, I enjoy fighting that shit. That is probably some of the shiz I enjoy the most. And if you enjoy playing that Watcher, I really like fighting against it.
Yeah, it's definitely like what I'm most comfortable with this on 360 on Xbox on PS3.
I noticed you're more mid to heavy on PS3. Like,
yeah, I don't know where it's just a lot of the heavy guns just don't have the same punch and stun thing. Why are you sitting? Why did that hit?
I was just standing there trying to find where you were.
I'm just like, here's bullet. See, this is why I love long range FCSs. Like some of the things, I'm pretty sure, like just from some of the things that we've talked about, that you were using like an Invincible or something short range. So like for me, like even if some of my sequences, like I pretty much almost swear by the 047 FPS because being able to look at what an opponent has early game matters so much. When you're talking about when I see the AP or whatever, talking about I don't want to risk like the missiles and stuff. It's like, well, if you had a low aggressive FPS, you might have a bit more of a window to let me take a look and see if he has flares. Oh, he does it. He doesn't have to get the count my missiles. All right, maybe I can trust him or not. But that's like one of those things where it seems like if you're not, you can't rely on being able to get that, by the time you get that lock, you know, look, it's already like a shoot.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, definitely.
So I think that's
it's
a big
definitely
dynamic. But that's like, I think it seems like a you-ism that may apply to other people.
It definitely is a me-ism, especially because like I need the energy, so I usually run Sully head, especially because of the stability. Sully head is just a trap head. It has no camera functionality.
Well, this game doesn't matter. There's no camera functionality.
True, but I just took 3 or 5K worth of damage right there, so
looking for me because I already had a lock.
Exactly, so it does matter, and I've actually been blindsided more than you would think in this game and in ACFA because of my lack of range and radar range, and lock-on range. So it is like a niche thing, right? Like you do get a little bit of damage here and there once in a while, but it's not something that happens all the time. But it could be all the difference, you know, that 3K, that 4K, that 5K. I mean, we had a match earlier that I was at like a 20 or 30K deficit, and then I ended up winning by 2K. So imagine that, you know?
Yeah, like those
little
everything
shots.
matters. It's not over till it's over.
It would add up, yep. So, this is pretty much back and forth between me and him at this point. So what I'm gonna try to do this game, since earlier I was showing you guys that all I was doing was trying to make a lock, and I wasn't dodging. And you can see how like if you don't want to lose a lock, you will not lose a lock. Like, I mean you will sometimes, but like what I'm trying to say is that like 90% of the time, there it is again. Nice damage. I like that. Oh yeah, so if you're not trying to lose a lock, you shouldn't lose a lock. Like, you can do it. That's fine, I'll take that. That's actually a miracle he landed that because I was at a pretty good angle. It's a great shot.
Yeah, I was very surprised when I saw like the 4 or something.
By the way, I'd like to point out something. Here, don't shoot me. I'm gonna come up here and show you something real quick. Can you just stand right here on the cliff?
On the edge or just where I'm at?
Yeah, come stand right here with me. I want to show everyone something that I did last match that you're not gonna catch unless you see from my perspective. So, I was up here, remember? And you were like over there somewhere floating.
Yeah.
If you second stage, or even quick boost off this right before you fall, you will actually get down forward momentum. So what I did when I saw you all the way over there is I was like over here kind of floating, and then I just did this.
Do it again.
And then I kept like it pushes you like, I don't know if you could do it on a tank because it doesn't have like the same thrusters.
I don't know. I just want to get a wide view.
Oh,
of
okay.
It.
Yeah. Look at how fast I go down. And that was just a regular quick.
Well, there's an opposite thing you can do. I don't know if I can do it in a tank where if you kind of hit like a little slope, you can kind of make yourself go up like a shit bounce.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it going up too. Yep, exactly. You can do it, and you can do it sometimes if you're on parabolic road and you second stage into the satellite, like at the right angle, like it's happened. But like, you can, if someone is like floating, like let's say you're floating, like if you go float like directly in front of me right here at the edge of the area, like just in the air. And so, right, he's trying to put himself at the same level as me because he wants to get his damage off, right? So what I do is, if I'm in this position, I might take some damage here. You can fire. We're going to fight right now. So I'm going to come like this. You see how fast? Okay, you see that speed?
Yeah.
I just shot down? Dude, I broke your lock. You have like...
I mean, I still have it, but like, you're out of the range of motion of a lot of my weapons.
Yeah, but that's what you want. You want to be out of that. That's why I did that way, because man, could you believe that splash actually or did I bump into you right there?
I don't know. I have to look at it.
I may have bumped into you because I do know a grenade splash with you. I got a little I think I bumped into you. But that's a good move. If you're trying to close the gap, like it would apply the same way, like if he was on the ground and I was up there and I was trying to close the gap, I could also do that same thing. Wow, that chain right there, watch.
The smart move for me is pulling my bars, but no. I like my big gun.
Oh, you gotta finish the style, bro. You gotta finish the Just get content. Oh!
Oh! Oh, I still, damn!
yo, let's finish right there. Let's finish right there. And that's a 50-50. That is exactly what a 50-50
you got the game said you won. You got it just at that moment, but
yeah. Well, you know,
that's a good finisher.
We've been going back and forth pretty much all day, disregarding matchups, you know. So it's been good stuff. And really, I just wanted to put out there that, like, if anyone, like, if you're using some of my ACs, and you need like some tips and tricks, or even just look at this video. This video has great knowledge on CQC and even maintaining lock and just mechanics of Armored Core in general are very good in this video. So I'm sure a lot more videos from other pilots can be released with content creators that could more explain things. But CQC in a nutshell, just come talk to me, dude. I'm the guy you're looking for. I know everything about CQC.
Maybe do another video at some point if like that's maybe like more like scripted if we want at some point. But that was a good this is good just getting stuff on paper on video somewhere for people to look at.
Yeah. And and you know what? Not only is it good knowledge, but dude, those were some good freaking fights. Like even bad matchups, we were both winning some of our bad matchups. Like that was good stuff, man. So that's what that's you know, that at the end of the day, you look at matchups, you look at what people use. You know, like you look at Jose's just gonna bring CQC. Watcher's probably gonna bring out some heavy midweight or some heavy thing with like crossroad. But you know what? At the end of the day, dude. Like everyone does their thing, and win or lose, it's just great. It's just a matter of if you want to win all the time or if you want to have fun. And it doesn't mean you can't have fun winning or losing. It's just
well, like my
style. To play a certain way.
Well, you notice my style is more that kind of more control. Is like really what I want to like. Not necessarily smother you, but like even though I can like kind of dip into that some with some of the lightweight stuff I have. But like you've seen like my style of it is a lot more just if like I want to maintain control of the fight, like create a favorable situation and then let it play out. Like I trust my execution.
I think you've gotten so much better at like analyzing situations. Like before, Gilver still does this sometimes. I don't know why, but I've said it before. Is that you guys and Lethal Dose actually still does this too. You guys are just in like the greatest position ever. Actually, you used to do this a lot, Watcher, but you have not done this recently in the videos and in the fights that I've had with you. But you guys would just be in like the perfect position with like some mid to long range shenanigans, and then you would just like blow the lead somehow or like close the gap with the lead by like pushing forward. Like I get that it's random and you're like, oh, maybe he's not expecting me to go for it, but man, sometimes you guys are at like 1K out or like 800.
Oh yeah, then it's like even if they don't expect it, they have time to respond.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, bro, if you're gonna make that decision, like make that decision when you're at a closer range at least. But I still don't agree with the decision. I think if you're at a good, especially if you still got ammo, like I think if you're in a good position at your mid to long range game and you're winning the poke game, I say just keep going, dude. You know, like just keep doing it.
I think it depends on how close the poke game is, because if it's one of those like I have the advantage is slight and it could turn at any moment, that's like a hairy situation.
I understand that. Well, like if both parties are using like a cross wheeled similar thing, and then one party's like, okay, well, if I push him right now, he's got his long range stuff, I might catch him off guard. But you know that those ACs are specifically meant to deal with every situation. So sometimes it does put you at a bad spot, but I get what you mean. So sometimes you could catch people off guard.
Well, I got an interesting idea for you, and I'm curious if you agree.
What's that?
All right, so me, Kelton, Lethal, right? Okay, you've got us three in your head now?
Yep.
All right, Lethal Dose, from what I've noticed, like his execution, especially his second staging, is really good. Then Kelt, like his execution, like it's fine, but it's like his thing is knowing matchups very well and knowing what he has to do. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle between the two. I don't know how accurate that is. I'm just running that by you.
I think that is probably like the most accurate that you could describe them. I would throw in that Lethal Dose is kind of have how should I say man, Lethal Dose, I hope you're hearing this because I had early days of CQC, and when Lethal Dose CQCs, I see a lot of my early days in me where like I have like brainless aggression, and that's not what you want. You want like calculated aggression, you know? So when you're going in, you're not just going in and you're not, you know, mindlessly going in, like you don't care about angles, you don't care about energy, you don't care about PA. No, these are all things you have to take into account. So it's a calculated. When I go in, it looks pretty brainless, right? Because I go in, I close the gap, and I do it so seamlessly, right? I close the gap, I get in, I strip PA, I do my thing. I could win or lose doing it, but it's calculated. It may look brainless, but it's so calculated.
Well, it's probably such a pre-rehearsed response that it's like you're not spending a ton of conscious effort on it. You just do it.
True.
And that opens you up, and that opens up your conscious thinking to higher level problems.
That's what I would add to a little bit of what you said about Lethal Dose is that when he uses, even when he uses like his mid to heavy stuff, I feel like sometimes he's a little too aggressive, but that's not a bad thing because I see signs of Lightning in that gameplay because that's how Lightning is. Lightning, he's so aggressive sometimes that like he just breaks locks and he doesn't care. Like Lightning's playstyle, when he uses like lightweights and he's super aggressive, you know, I'm not talking about midweights and heavies and tanks. His playstyle is so similar to me, but so different to me. We both are trying to achieve the same thing. We're both trying to smother people with our lightweights, except I'm going for a more lock-on based approach, and he's going for a more, I'm gonna break your lock and abuse the fact that you can't see me and track me for X amount of time. So I wouldn't say that what Lethal has in his
I'm not saying that.
bad.
I'm not saying that they like lack the other thing, but more just relatively.
And Celtic, yeah, you're right. He's so smart, dude. Celtic is like he knows matchups so well, and I think that what Celtic lacks in like you said, like second staging and movement and stuff, he makes up for in like maintaining lock. He's actually really good at maintaining lock. Like a lot of guys on PS3 are, they got their specialties, and I noticed that Celtic, he's all about his rifles and sniper cannon. And he's actually pretty good at maintaining a log, so he's like 44 in the sense that like he doesn't second stage and move particularly well, but man, he is smart and he maintains a log really well.
Yeah. But like, what about me though? Do you feel like I'm kind of blending like some like decent massive knowledge of some bit better execution, or am I just kind of my own thing?
No, I think that like, and this is not to knock on Lethal and Celtic at all, but I think that you might be just a tiny smidgen ahead of them, like a tiny level ahead of them, only because you've fought us for a lot, and you've soaked in a lot of the CQC and a lot of the aggression, and you've learned from like, do I maintain a lock here? Do I break a lock here? Do I do this? Do I do that? So like you've got a lot of situational awareness, and like you've gotten really good. Like your discipline has gotten good at like knowing how to move around, and what a lot of people panic QB. You know, like not Lethal Dose and Celtic are not those people. They don't panic QB.
Yeah, I think the
panic QBing is not good. Yeah, you don't
I'm
want.
sure they're still
QB.
better than me in FA just because they're more practiced in that game than I am. But I do get what you're getting at.
Yeah, FA definitely, bro. You gotta stop being like a AC4 Nancy.
Dude. It's fine.
Dude, the lag difference is so minuscule. Like, dude, I CQC in that game as fast as it is. That should tell you how minuscule it is. Like, it's so, the lag difference between FA and AC4 is like me going from Xbox FA to PS3 FA. There's your lag difference from AC4 to. Like it's so little. I appreciate much more the variety, you know, obviously like more maps, more weapons, PA bombs. The PA works really cool. I like how like when you stick on people, they can't get their PA back. I don't like the PA coming back too much in AC4, but I do. You see that I still deal with it in my own way. But yeah, I enjoy ACFA so much more, dude. The auto sighting, the all the play styles. AC4, it's definitely got its cool things. Like man, I love this game. This was the game before ACFA, you know, so of course I love it. But man, ACFA just kind of smokes this game in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a preference thing.
It is, yeah.
As
just
much
like,
as I meme about it.
People main VD, you know, and 5, and even I bet people hate their 4th and 5th gen, and I bet there's people all about all gen. So I don't blame people for picking, you know, what they enjoy doing, because it's the same way I use CQC, is because I enjoy doing it. I don't care if I win or lose, and that's what you should be doing too. Everyone should be using what they want to use. If you want to win all the time, go ahead and use, you know, the strong, because there is obviously this, you could just make like a meta AC and put all the strong weapons on one AC, whatever have you. But
Yeah.
enjoy the game, you know, like enjoy that we're still playing.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, hi Gilver. I'm just curious.
Oh,
Do you
Gilver's
want to
in?
hear me ramble about some of the builds I have and why they have the parts they do?
Yeah, you have some new stuff there.
You want me to ramble about it?
Man, what am I thinking? There was one AC that you brought out that I had no idea. Oh yeah, the RJ with the rifles and the flash rockets. That was a nice AC. I like that AC.
I've used that on you before. I'm pretty sure.
You did, but like, not.
It just wasn't. You didn't expect it to come out today, kind of thing.
I don't know if I don't know if I expected it today because I certainly did not expect any CQC. So I was surprised that you brought out the Moto 102 as well. But the double rifler, yeah, that one was like, oh, I thought it was just gonna be like, like a cross-wheeled Nancy today. So.
Well, do you want me to ramble about a few ACs of mine, or?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Let me go ahead and get you something where you can look. Dude.
Oh, can you get some room too? Or is that too much? Like to
do what?
On AC4, can you get some room for ACs?
I can.
Or is it tight?
Like I'm full right now, but I could go make some room.
Man, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Is it really only 5 p.m.?
Yeah, it's only 5 p.m. here. It's East Coast.
Oh my gosh.
All right, but yeah, are you looking at my stream?
No, hold on. Actually,
Yeah, if you want, Gilver, I'm gonna ramp out some of my AC designs. So if you wanted to the stream, like the one in Discord will be the most immediate thing.
Okay, I'm looking.
What do you want me to start? Any of the ACs you want me to start with, like you saw from today, or?
I would like you to talk about, because I think that we've kind of like smashed the whole CQC versus cross-wheeled heavy and tank into the freaking grave. So explain why, like specifically the rifler and the Moto 102 AC. Explain why you use those the way you did versus.
So I think this is one of the ACs you're talking about, right?
Yes, that was the rifler. Yep, that was a good one.
All right, so we got a Marv 100R. What I'm trying to do here with at least the weapon setup is, and I'm just going to go through the assembly of it. So yeah, you can see the frame. So I basically swear by this FCS. So that maximum block range, maximum range through buildings, maximum block range is a nice thing.
You're talking about that FCS. Could we go back to that and look at the parallel processing on that FCS? That's actually decent for the FCS for what it does for like the range and the lock-on range that he has, the radar range and the lock-on range he has. That's actually. Could you look at In Blue and Hogire real quick? So there's In Blue, or there's Hogire. That's 780. So you can see that that's probably something that like typically you'd see on like a CQC like Raging Bull, or you see. You probably wouldn't see Judith too much because the Judith has a lower, even though it does have, it looks attractive because it has like a higher. It has a higher missile. Yeah, look at the processing on Imblue. So you can see that like the difference between Hogire and Imblue is not very much. Like those 30 or so points, they're not very much. Now, if you're not using missiles, of course you can use Imblue. But if you're using missiles, you generally just go Hogire or the one that he's using, the 47. Yellowstone, those are some good ones too. But
yeah, Yellowstone.
Dual processing, really good. Dual processing, really good for firing two weapons like Motor Cobra shotgun. So don't think that you have to go super ham on it, but it's nice to have.
Yeah. For me, I just typically like, I'd say my playstyle and the way I build my ACs, I emphasize versatility. If I get overly focused on one thing, that's just going to limit what I can do. Like you've seen that where even like some of my ACs, like I have options on them, so even if the fight I know is going to be one kind of fight, I at least can like adapt to as needed.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I don't like forcing my AC where I don't care what the matchup is. I have to do the one thing. It's kind of like, for me, I feel like I'm constricting myself. But that's a me thing.
Yeah,
I want energy. Yeah, yay! High-powered boosters, yay!
Could you explain real quick? Could you just touch on why you're using high-powered boosters?
Emphasizing second staging, and especially if I can get a few chains in there. And I'll go
over. So you mentioned Aaliyah back when you were fighting. What if people don't know what that means? Why are you using Aaliyah back?
Aaliyah back is the most powerful back quick booster by a fucking mile.
Dude, I've been trying to tell people this for years, and they're still like, but
it is draining. But what's nice about it is you can really like help deal with aggression that way.
Yep. Specifically,
especially if I can maintain block against your aggression, I am punishing you for it. It's like you are trying to get in, you are trying to make it harder for, because like ultimately,
yes.
If I have 2 rifles, yeah.
So Raging Bull versus this AC, right? For example, like he's basically got this in the bag if he doesn't mess up. He just doesn't have to mess up.
I have rifles. Rifles are kind of counter CQC in most scenarios.
True, but what I say by messing up, what I say by this is if you, for example, here's how you can mess up with this AC versus Raging Bull. If those flashes blow up in your face once,
oh, that's bad.
Like, that's not good. If Raging Bull is in a good position, like no PA, you know, if Watcher has no PA and he's like, you know, I'm in his face and he gets flashed by himself, oh boy. So basically, if you're fighting Raging Bull and Watcher's AC, you either do 2 things. You make sure not to flash yourself ever, or you just drop them. Because the best way to not flash yourself is to drop them. So there's your 2 options.
And then you've got like my verts as well. Like, I think I used it like opened with them, but ultimately they weren't going to be worth the wait when I need to focus on steady damage.
Yeah.
Steady damage was my friend.
That was a good decision. Like
I still got some missiles out, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got a couple, and that's a good point. Both of us, me and you, both of us did that a lot. We got a couple of things off, you know, good damage, no damage, whatever. Drop them and focus on whatever.
Yeah. The AC is built around primaries, but I have the room for the missiles, so might as well. And I find this generally, like if this AC, I'll get into stabilization, and of course I got a handgun for the Marv. There's a stabilization. Do I have anything on this?
I can't put this sideways. Yo, how do I put the strain like? Oh wait, is this how?
All right, so I've got this one stable. So I got a couple stabilizers here, but like you can see, it's like a little bit weighted to the back. I'm pretty sure I weighted this to be 0-0 without the missiles. Let me check.
Oh, dude, I need to have you like show off.
Okay, this is what it is without the missiles. But generally, like, I don't have that much, like...
Okay, could you go back to that real quick? Could you go back to that stabilization real quick without the missiles?
Oh, I mean, it was -2. So...
Yeah, so, like, -2, like, it's alright in his AC because he's got rifles, so he's got a little more room to work with as far... But, like, in Raging Bull, I generally just run 0-0 because you need to make sure that, like, you can go in each direction fluently. Because if you're more weighted to like a certain side with CQC, you're gonna do better in some directions than others, and that's gonna affect your comeback potential, your stickiness, you know, a lot of things. So I would recommend going 0-0 on CQC AC so that you can move in every direction properly, so that you know you can make those reads.
Yeah, for me, like I'm not trying to like be super crazy about it, but I generally want to be closer to 0-0. So like this is like one of those. It's close enough for me that I think your playstyle kind of demands it though, because you are a person who likes to move in every direction. Like you're kind of like me in the sense that we both counterpunch. Like you move a certain way based on how your opponent is moving, but you try. You know, before you used to get influenced a lot by your opponent, and now you do a much better job now of controlling what you should be controlling. So it's good stuff. Oh yeah, there's that. Yeah, so it looks like I'm just running 3 stabilizers, the little tiny ones.
That's good though, because you're really close to 0-0, so that's gonna make those elite packs and stuff.
Energy output should be obvious. Loading, it helps like prove like
some turning ability.
Yeah, turning and stability.
Attack,
aim precision, because I'm on Aaliyah arms, and aim precision actually matters in this game. I just
only in AC4 does load increase your turning, by the way. It does not increase your turning in ACFA.
Yeah, block speed is useful. Like the Aaliyah back is already powerful enough for what I need it to be, and like these are the directions I emphasize.
You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. The Aaliyah back is already strong enough.
For most of what I need it to do.
Bro, you fight Lightning or Hawk, and you tell me that the Aaliyah back is strong enough without any QB into it. But no, I understand.
It's like
No.
it's like I'm limited, so I have to make a choice.
It's
My
like when I'm using
choice
Ortega. Yeah, no, I got you. When I'm using Ortega, I don't put any points into the side boost because it's so powerful.
Yeah. But for me, Kraken, I want the Kraken to yeet me across the map.
Oh yeah, because that's your quick turn. In AC4, it's different. You need in ACFA. The reason why we don't use high-powered sides usually is because they also push you back when you're side boosting. In AC4, you don't get pushed back when you're side boosting, so you can get away with using high-powered boosters. And plus, you need them to maintain the lock since auto sighting is so important.
But yeah, so there's that AC. Want me to pull
You know
out?
that frame? You know whose frame that is actually that you unintentionally made? Just the frame, like the Hilbert head, the Selu, the Aaliyah, and the Aaliyah. That's actually Asian guy's frame.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah,
Like the Asian guy who just joined?
The guy who just joined, dude, he posted this on ACO. It was his tournament build. It had high-speed spread shoulders on the... I actually was just talking about him when... Remember when I was like, get off my nuts, dude? I was actually just talking to him about that AC because I remembered it.
Oh yeah,
Can you
High
hear me?
Lightning. Yeah, High Lightning.
Yeah, Lightning.
This is being streamed on YouTube, so please give us your social security number.
Yo, we got some
Okay.
content. We got some content coming up, Lightning, on Watchers.
Are
Gotta
you guys
post
still,
some.
are you
We're
guys
not
still
playing. No, I'm probably gonna hop off soon because I want to
Lightning-
do some things, but I'm just rambling about my
Lightning, I can
ACs.
play. I can play Lightning.
Um,
I was gonna smoke. and actually see if anyone wanted to play.
I'm gonna pull out Yamaga Saint because I want to ramble about that thing because I love that thing.
Yeah, talk about your heavies and shit like that. Your tanks and
Yamaga. Well, the tank is an old design that is based on Lightning's Panzer Raider.
Lightnings. Yeah. Okay, talk about this. That.
Yeah.
This thing's
All right.
good.
Yamaga Saint. I put the Solu head on it because I needed stability to fire the Yamaga. I can use the 047, and that might be a better choice, but I don't know. Just for the looks, it works, and AC's
Bro, you know
fine.
what's crazy?
AC's fine. So.
You know what's crazy? Medler said
047.
never do that. Medler said never put something on because of that.
of what?
Like that. He needed the stability, so throw on Selu and screw up your mid to long range. But he's got the good FCS though, probably.
Well, I think in this
I mean-
game, like if you, the FCS is the only thing controlling range, so I don't have to worry about that being affected. For this one, I just want to make sure I don't get stunned when I fire the Yamaga, and I chose the Yamaga just because, fuck it, I'm just gonna go giant. And so yeah, the frame here, so solo heads for stability, Telus course give me some energy defense, and then I think GA arms and GA legs. I wanted a GA leg heavy.
What's
This
the
is just
core?
Telus core.
Yo, guys, I'm gonna put my phone on the charger
Because
for
I don't want to just
back.
instantly melt to lasers. I want it melt in like with 10 more seconds needed to melt against lasers.
I mean, with 047 you get enough stability.
Yeah. It'd probably be a better head, but at this point I don't really feel like changing it. So
You also have like more defense with 047. Like solo is really good because it's lighter and it's just gonna make your AC, your heavy AC, faster, which is like super effective when you're fighting like other lightweights or whatever. It's just like more mobile, right?
I like the feel
Plus
of
you
it,
have all that stability. Yeah.
and it looks cooler for like if the paint job and stuff that I have on it. Since this is, if you can't tell, inspired by Sword Saint Nisha. With the paint. But yeah, so I mean, GA arms, they're powerful, yay. Aaliyah Jet, so 047 FCS, my standard go-to. Aaliyah generator, like I probably could go Maxwell, but it's a bit heavier. I don't get as much KP. I get slightly less output. I don't know, Aaliyah for me feels fine mostly. PS3, it's still fine, but maybe doesn't. I just think I'm not as efficient over there. The point, it's a good generator. Judith, I want that verticality. That is probably one of the big two movement axes that I have on a heavy that are important. It is vertical and sideways. I put Aaliyah back on this because I found out, like, especially like, I think when I was fighting Hawkroy when I made the change, that I need to back the fuck up and maintain lock. So I need that powerful back booster. Kraken side, because again, I need to emphasize side for some of those side joust maneuvers. Who uses overboost low unless you're, Infinito does. Infinito does this thing. Sniper rifle, PM, cross wheel, that's a standard thing I like a lot. It's good for a good opener at longer ranges, then switch to closer range stuff. Or if you're late game in a match, I perked everything else except those two. That's a way I can finish a fight. And that they're a good weapon because a sniper rifle It does better at close range than it really should.
You're streaming right now?
Yeah, streaming.
Oh, who's watching?
I don't know. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be saved. That's like the main thing. Yeah. Then we got the bazooka grenade. I wanted the Yamaga, as I said, because big giant grenade sounds fun, and then the bazookas to give me something with a bit of ammo and reliability to combo with it, to help me combo with it. I got flares because I'm on GA legs and missiles hurt. Yeah, I have literally no stabilizers because that's just going to weigh me down and not help me. Tunes. I did max out capacity. Put some stuff, put leftovers in lock, and instead of forward boost, it's not really going to help me that much for quick boost. Emphasizing back and side. Then of course turning, and then yeah. There's the tunings on this thing. Yeah, any comments, Jose? Or did everyone die?
No, I don't think he's here.
Understandable.
Smoke weed.
Probably. But yeah, that's JjOoZsAeY. I like JjOoZsAeY.
Yeah, it's a cool AC. Oh shit. Sucks I missed the session.
Yeah, I think
Chino.
I think Chino's going to be. Jose are going to play a little bit later. They're just taking a break.
Yeah,
So they should be getting on.
I might hop on that.
But yeah, you can watch the video. It's a good time. But yeah, well, I was going to put a sniper cannon on this. I guess I'm not putting a sniper cannon on this.
JjOoZsAeY?
Yeah.
It has like a sniper rifle and a PM, right?
Yeah, I was going to do sniper cannon with a sniper rifle, but maybe I'll have to do that for tanks. Because that's kind of what I want to do next. Because I'm actually having a lot of fun with like my totally not Panzer Raider, but slightly modified. On PS3, the grenades are actually doing damage, and I was having a good time. So I need to have delved into NAC warfare. Oh yeah. Yes, to NAC warfare.
I just realized that.
Oh yeah, then we got the GAD AC, the trigger holding experience.
Yeah.
This one I could have gone full heavy, but I already had a couple of those, so it's like I want to do something that was like a mid heavy. And that was for one to have something to actually have a mid heavy, and two, I wanted that extra turning and mobility to help me deal with lightweights, especially since one of my weapons is dependent on me just holding the fucking trigger down. And absolutely the right move. I was willing to sacrifice my ability to fight heavyweights some to deal with lightweights better. Hi, Jose.
Yo, my bad. My freaking phone was at like 5%. I didn't even.
It's all good. You want me to go back to JjOoZsAeY?
I mean, I get the gist of it. I think it's for like everyone else.
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably just talk about this AC then. Like we start talking about Devolution. And
You
then
guys
I'm
have
gonna
fun.
hop off.
I'll be back later.
Are you trying to play Lightning?
Maybe later.
Yeah, let me know later. I'll be around. I'll probably be on the Xbox One and looking for games over there, and then just hit me up.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Yeah, alright. You guys hit me up anytime you want to. I'll be available for the rest of the day.
I'm ready right now.
Alright, sure.
Yeah, right now, or if you got to do something later, whatever you got to do, brother. I'm down right now. What are you trying to do, AC4 or FA?
Either. I was gonna go eat real quick. But...
Yeah, no, do that. Go eat. I'll just chill here with Watcher and just wait for you with the...
Yep. Yeah. I'll talk about this AC, then I'm gonna hop off and probably work out.
Yo, by the way, Watcher, I would like to say before you get out of here, if you could maybe make... This is gonna be a really long video if you put it into one. And I think that
the way
people
the
don't...
video is that I streamed it, and so it's just gonna be up. This is where I think it would be worth, like maybe if you want to watch it and like write down some stuff. If we can get, I think what we need to do is do this again.
Like timestamps or something, right? Like show like when we're like in the description at the bottom where it says more info.
Yeah.
We could put like a timer that says like, here talking about this, talking about that, ACs, whatever.
If you want, how about like are you gonna watch the video?
Oh yeah, dude, I want to see your point of view for
Cool.
sure.
Then go if you want while you're watching it. You go ahead and get me those timestamps. Put it in a comment. Bam.
Yeah,
and then
man, I am such a dude. Yeah. I am such a lazy f, dude. You know, I used to actually.
Yeah,
I'm
a lazy fuck too, and that's why I'm like, you're gonna watch it anyway. I have to get you to do it.
you know, I was actually one of the first content creators in YouTube back in the day, but I had to get rid of all my videos because I had a lot of Metallica and Offspring and Treyu playing in the background, and they hit me with copyright in the early days of YouTube, so I had to. It's unfortunate, dude, because I had disgusting content. Like, everyone was in there. Snake Eye, Sightlock, me, Lightning, like Hawk, Meddler, Kronos, Redcoat. Like, dude, it was literally everyone. It was JjOOZsAeY, Barrytail, all the Sun guys, like Barlazar, freaking the guys from ACA, like Familiar Zero, Kilamotro, Iron Soul. Yo, Iron Soul was crazy, dude. That guy was... Remember, is Lightning still here?
No, he's not.
He's gone.
But yeah,
to go eat. Yeah.
You want to hear my rambles about Devolution?
Which one? Let me see. Devolution.
The GAT AC.
Oh yeah, sure.
So yeah, as I was saying, I went with the mid-heavy instead of a true heavy because I didn't have one of those that I made.
Hey, did you already talk about this AC?
I started to.
And you never finished, or did you finish?
I never finished.
Okay, well then go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So. By going with the lighter legs, gave me better mobility to deal with lighter things, and I was willing to sacrifice ability to fight heavyweights. Though I think
those legs are top tier, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that turning's a big deal. We got
and
Hilbert head.
The stability too. This AC has shit stability, but you probably won't run into too many issues unless someone is like freaking in your grill.
Stun. Yeah, and then Hilbert head Telus core because I don't want to just instantly melt to lasers. I want to melt to lasers in 10 seconds instead of 0.
Yeah.
So yeah, then that FCS again, Leogen basically built like the heavy in many ways.
You know which FCS is a lot like that I use in ACFA is the Omnia. I use that on my heavy and my mid. I'm sorry, heavy and tank.
Yeah. But I combo the GAT with the verticals and just basically hold triggers because the verticals are S tier.
Yeah, GATs are actually really good, man. Like, you may think that Motor Cobra is like the freaking... I mean, it is the meta because everyone uses it, but the GAT is actually very underrated. It's a strong weapon.
Well, one of the advantages of it is that it doesn't have a
magazine. No reload. Yep. It just goes forever.
Yeah. Until it's out.
Dude, it just goes forever. Yep. See, the reason why people tend to prefer Motor Cobra over that one is because of the melee ability. Did you go back to that? Did you talk about melee ability like ever?
I did not, so let's take a look here. Yeah, Motor Cobra has the melee ability affects how fast, like, it basically how fast your arm weapons can track, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
Point is, if it's higher, yeah. So it's not going to move around as fast, but that's kind of where like some of the AC's better mobility and stuff is going to help.
Yeah. So basically, the reason why you use Motor Cobra instead of GAT, for example, on like a Raging Bull type. Is because your job is to be fast and quick and get in, and you can't afford to have that melee ability, right? Because if I was to go up against his AC right now, he's got like, what, 40, well, close to 50k, right? So I'm already at a deficit.
46, 426.
Yeah, 46. So yeah, so you have to get in there, and then, yeah. Do that stuff.
Once again, no stabilizers. And my tunings are a little different. I do have some in missile lock since I do have a missile. So I did take some out of aim precision, but I am using Gano arm, so I'm not that concerned about it. We've got the... Yeah, I don't have anything in capacity. Oh, that was an interesting choice I made. Whatever.
Well, when you gotta get certain things, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah.
I've done it on
Yeah.
No, the freaking ACs and the gameplay was solid today.
Yeah.
Oh, I look forward to that.
Here's
video.
my totally not L209 inspired lightweight. I used a little bit.
Oh, yeah, L209, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble about that one today.
For some reason, when you said L209, I instantly thought about Amoria, but then I realized it's not.
Yeah, but yeah. So there's that. Yeah, stream was good, but yeah, if you watch it and if you take note of timestamps, cool. If not, maybe I'll go.
I'll try. I'm just a lazy F. I mean,
yeah,
we
I'm
all
lazy
are, right?
too. So, but yeah, at least point is the stream will be up for people to see. So, alrighty, bye bye everyone. So have a great
All right,
day.
brother.